try and stay where you are? Well, actually, wait, turn this way, so I'm about to do your makeup. Yeah. Let's get where you would go. Yeah, that's fine.
We're around the world, di vamos con el ritmo cintura vía que son baja.
Was that the actual thing? Yeah. Just fucking plug out. Right, you ready? Stay still. Oh, you need to turn off your music. So wait till that, Jane.
So I'm going to be showing you how to do this drag look today on my friend Tabitha. I kind of went for a colourful drag alien sort of look. So let's get started. So we already blocked out the brows. And I'm going to be using NYX Jumbo Pencil Milk just to kind of colour them and block them out even further. I'm going to start by using a white face paint all over the temple of the head. I'm not going to tell you exactly what products I'm using, because I'll list them all in the description, because there will be quite a lot. So I'm literally just painting above that brow area until I reach the hairline. Boom. Now zooming into the eyes, I'm using my soft ochre paint pot all over the lid and kind of buffing in to the rest of that sort of whiteness. Don't forget under your eye as well, because we'll be applying quite a lot of shadow, so make sure you take it quite low. I'm sure none of you already recreate this look, but it's just kind of fun to watch still. So we've got all of our base on. I'm just going to be popping NYX Jumbo Pencil Milk again all over my lid, just because I'm going to be using quite vibrant eyeshadows. I really want them to pop, so adding a white base underneath will just make them be like boom, because white really enhances any colour. And then I decided to set this in because it's quite a lot of creamy products, so I'm just using a bit of a white shadow all over. Sorry if you can hear that truck, probably a motorbike. So I'm just masking it out the eyebrows using a pink face paint, sorry. I'm just doing little dashes, kind of where I'd mark out like normal eyebrows. We did decide that these are really curved and we later actually straighten them out, but for now, this is the technique that I used. After I kind of got my guide, I just kind of joined up all my little dashes, and I mainly blocked out the tail of the brow, and then I kind of used my brush to create little hairs towards the front. So I did kind of want them to be like a realistic brow, but obviously they're pink, so they're not very realistic, unless you're me who do colourful brows anyway. And then I actually put on a hot pink eyeshadow towards the ends, as well as creating more little hairs of that. Sorry if I sound really rubbish as well, I'm a little bit ill. So sad. So I just filled them in and created little hairs. I then took my waist, I can't even speak because I'm ill as well, my white face paint and cleaned up the brows. This is kind of the technique I later used to lift them as well, but I don't actually show you that. Starting with the eyes, I used stone pencil, so you just want kind of a nail and like a neutral kind of grey colour, and I masked out my cut crease and my lower lash line. So I'm first going to be using quite a pale blue eyeshadow and buffing it above that line. Try and keep above the line if you can, like it doesn't matter too much because you will be cleaning it up, but try and get as close as you can. After the light blue is applied, I'm going to take a really dark deep blue, which is almost black, and apply that really close to the line. Because we've left quite a lot of room to do our crease, I have taken eyeshadows quite high. Not higher than you probably would on your normal eye, but it's the whole point we blocked out the brows. So these are actually sitting where we blocked out the brows. And then between a light and dark blue, I put in like a medium blue and buff that in between. Buff it out, girl. And then just to help me blend it all, I then took a white shadow just along the edge. And all you got to do is keep going back and forth between those colours until you get a nice blend. I just zoomed you in a little bit to see. And now I'm going to clean up that crease using soft ochre again. I don't really show you how I do the bottom kind of lash line, but it's a very similar effect to how I just did the top crease, exactly same colours. So I actually started off by filling in the outer corner V of the cut crease with the white face paint, but I kind of wish I just used shadow, because later on you'll see the glitter glue actually just reactivated the face paint, even though I set it with the powder. So definitely skip this step. And I actually forgot to go really close to that line with a black, just with a really thin brush, just to make it really dark. So I'm just doing that now, so I'd probably do that before the pink as well, like I did on the other eye, forgetful. And then I just took that really dark blue and just blended out the black a little bit further. It's really hard to do makeup on your best friend because it's very, very distracting and you make so many mistakes. Now going back to the lid, I'm taking a white face paint and I'm putting that on the remainder front part of the eye. Like I said, I would just use eyeshadow, but I suppose I wanted to make them more boom pow to the colours, so therefore I did a cream, well, a wet, then a eyeshadow. So I'm just setting the middle of the lid with a frosty pink colour, just to give a nice fade between the white and the pink. And then I'm going to set the outer corner with a hot pink eyeshadow, just like I did for the brows, the exact same colour. Just make sure they're really nice faded and ombre from white to pink. Boomy boom boom. I feel like with drag queen makeup, it's really like layering loads of products, like creams, powders. You want to make it really pigmented and like, you know, harsh. So it's all about layering. I really wish I had a cream to do this, it would have been so much nicer. So because we're using a lot of glitter, I'm going to start by actually doing our liner first. And I use a gel liner, so nice and black one. And I use a really thin brush so I can slowly build up the liner to I wanted. I thought it would be too hard to layer liner on top of glitter, so I just did this first. And then I'll be layering the glitter on top. So I'm taking glitter glue first. I'm doing it in 3 sections of glitter. This first glitter I don't have a brand for, it's literally just a dark pink glitter. And I'm using a little tiny angle brush so I can, you know, keep to that crease shape and keep it quite sharp. Get a lot of control. You want to do bit by bit as well because you don't want it to be, you know, too patchy. You don't want it to dry before you've even got there, so do a little bit by bit. The second glitter I use is actually a lighter pink MAC glitter, so it's called pink glitter, but like I said, I'll leave all of the products down below. I'm trying not to say them, but it's such a habit. I don't actually know what they are. And then after that, the remainder of the lid, I kind of took like an iridescent pinky glitter and just popped that all over the rest of the front of the lid. So as you can see here, I filled in the lower waterline with a white and did exactly the same to the top crease as the bottom, and I've put 2 sets of lashes on the top and 1 at the bottom. So the top ones are unbranded, but I'll link them, and then the bottoms are 7s by MAC. And as you can see, I'm just filling in the rest of the face with a white face paint. This would have been so much nicer if it was a cream, because we did find that it started to crack after a while, but that's what you get with water activated face paints. God, I can't even say it right. I already fudge up my voiceovers, let alone being ill and fudging them up even more. Go me. You can use that to sharpen lashes up as well. You might need to go and buff out the lower lash line a little bit more as well, but it's okay. Now I'm taking a blue face paint and I'm buffing it with a fluffy brush on the outer hairline, just to start. And I kind of found the best technique for this, because they were water activated, was tapping my finger just to blend the colour. But I did later kind of switch back to the white face paint and just blend it in. It's kind of quite hard to blend these colours. I feel like creams are so much more blendable. But hey ho, gotta use what I got, girl. For the cheek contour, I wanted a really harsh, sharp one. So I used a flat brush now, and I just used that blue face paint to really carve it out and make it snazzy. And this had a bit of white face paint on, so it kind of helped with the blend. I tried everything I could to blend it as perfect as possible. But of course, I'm going back over with eyeshadows to help blend that. Exactly the same ones as the eyes, because I wanted it to be the same tone. But funny enough, the eyes did actually turn out a little bit more tealy, even though I used bright blue eyeshadows. I think it was to do with the dark blue that I then used. So there you go, I used it just here as well to sharpen it up, as well as taking that on the hairline as well. All these steps are repeated all around the upper perimeter of the face. And I believe here is where you can see that I've straightened the brows. I did also highlight the brow bone using Reflective Teal by MAC, I don't know if you can see that. And I sweep some of the brighter blue colours just under the chin, as well as applying a bright neon pink blush in a circular motion. For the nose contour, we didn't realise this until, you know, after Tabitha pointed out, that I actually did the nose contour joining from the eyes rather than under the brow. But I actually think it looks quite cool and kind of created that like masky look. So, of course, this is my first drag makeup, so of course I'm going to make some mistakes. Next time, if I was to do this again, I would obviously think a little bit more about it. But we will see. I did kind of try to do a little nose bridge bit at the down part of the nose, but I didn't like it, so I then went back with white face paint and, you know, really carved it out. I just used the two, like the lightest blue and then the medium blue. I didn't really use the dark blue on the nose here because I didn't want it to be too intense. Now, I did have trouble with my battery dying because this was a really long video, so I only got a part of the lip filmed, but I did use the pink and as an outline and then the white face paint in the middle to add, you know, dimension, and then I used the neon pink eyeshadow around the outer corners, kind of just to, you know, give it some depth. There we go.
If he gets the snippet, they don't cut his dick off. They just stop the cum from coming out.
God, that was a beautiful little
explanation. Oi, oi, oi.
I've got that
Oi,
bubble
oi, oi, oi.
I'm trying to use the base of the brush, right? The buttery biscuit bake. Have you ever seen that?
Crumbly, crusty, buttery crust.
What are you referencing? I'm referencing that song. Dale, what's the song?
What's the song?
Can you find it?
What?
You know the buttery biscuit bake song? On my video. You need to stop me! Within my battery is gonna die. Fucking weirdo. Right, time to come up? Right, just stay still. I don't know how well this is.
Oh, it's got shiver, sorry.
Are you shivering for a breath?
I don't know, fam.